Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? It's Mike here, back with another video. So today we got the top 5 best center builds in 2K21. Now, this top 5 center builds, it might be a little different, but most of them, they're mostly overpowered. And also, this video, I'm mostly going to discuss how good they are and like what's the best height to have. I'm not really going to go out the stats. I'm going to show you a little stats and stuff. But mostly we're going to focus on where to use the build and where, like what court is the most overpowered and how to use it. Now, if you guys decide to create the build, well, that's actually a good choice because it's pretty easy to grind the build and also easy to get rep. Most of the builds over here doesn't really require advanced skills or something for 2K. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe for more build videos, jump shot videos, badge videos, and let's get right into the video. At number 5 spot is the stretch 4 or stretch 5. Now this build, you could clearly see a stretch 4 or stretch 5 is basically meant to shoot. It's basically a shooter. Now what I'm going to do on this video right here is going to be the stretch 4 I'm creating with a different pie chart, which is much more overpowered. I'm going to show you the screen. This is the stretch 4 pie chart, and for the stretch 5 pie chart is the all green pie chart. Now both of the builds is a spotter build. As a big man, there's not really that much spot up, so if you're trying to run this stretch 4 or stretch 5, I mostly prefer it on the 3v3 court. Definitely not stage though, definitely not stage, because if you're trying to pick stage as a spot up, I prefer a perimeter lockdown, which is not even a big man, so it's not going to be on your list. So on this 3 court and stretch will be pretty good. Now this stretch 5 is going to be having 10 finishing, 27 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 9 defense. The defense is literally the max. It's not really maxed out, but it's going to have the most potential badge you could have as a full green pie chart. Now going to the stretch 4, it's a different badge. Now it's going to have 11 finishing, 27 shooting, same shooting, 1 playmaking, and 11 defense. So it's gonna have more finishing and more defense. So basically you could see by itself the stretch 4 is much better. But think about the 11 finishing, you cannot have it in a Hall of Fame. It's all gold. It's both Hall of Fame shooting. It's just a spotter build. And what's mostly good at is going to spot up and run. So basically for the physical pie chart, it's the all speed pie chart because we're trying to have the most speed as possible, especially on the 3 court. It's a big court. So stretch 4 or stretch 5, what it basically does is play defense, a slight defense, not the best defense, but when you go to offense, you just go to the corner and you could spot up on that. This are mostly the bats you could use for. I'm putting it on the screen right here. Now it's like corner specialist, catch and shoot, dead eye, hot start, range, volume. It's mostly those type of badges. For stretch 4 and stretch 5, it's kind of the same. No, it's not really the exact same, but it's the same kind of concept you have. Now for the badge, I'm mostly showing the primary strength of the build, which is the shooting, and this right here. Now what's the best from stretch 4 and stretch 5? It's really your opinion. Stretch 4 is much better because it has much more badge, but again, stretch 5 is it's a little taller, not much taller, but it's a little taller when I made this build. Now a number 4 spot is the lob threat. You might just be saying like, what is those builds, or like I might see it on the playground sometimes. There's a very rare build or like something like that. But yeah, lob threat is basically a build. It's like a pain beast, but not really a pain beast. It has the lust, the defensive badge, but it could shoot, or it could shoot mid-range, it could shoot 3-pointers. This specific build is going to end up with a 54 3-pointer and a 63 mid-range. So if you know how to shoot, you could shoot mid-range especially. Now I made a video specifically creating this build. Now if you want to check it out, it's right here. But basically this build, this is the stats for it, and of course it's basically white to create a paint piece. It's a blue and red pie chart, and the speed, you're going for the speed. It's an all speed pie chart too, but at the end you're gonna have 81 speed and 73 strength. So if you have gym rat, you're gonna be having 77 strength and 85 speed. So it's gonna have a pretty good speed and strength. Now this is the stats for it. You're gonna be having 20 finishing, 2 shooting, 7 playmaking, and 15 defense. Now there is different way to create it. It's your own way. This is one of the ways to create a lob threat. Now for finishing, these are some good badges to run: consistent, contacts, relentless. Sometimes you might go for hop step, so you might need fancy and acrobat. Also, if you're trying to go for rep, you do need lob, so you could put it on silver, something like that. And for the defense, you might need rebound chaser, rim, brick wall, intimidator, all those stuff. Also post with lockdown because you're gonna be against big mans. So this build could be good at 2 score, 3 score, especially if your teammate has a playmaking takeover. That would be an overpowered build for shooting, if you have shooting boost and stuff. And you could run it a stage, but remember your height is 6'7". So if the big man is like a paint beast or interior force, you might not want to run that stage, especially on 3 score and stuff. But yeah, you could run it a stage. Preferably 2 score would be better. Now, a number 3 spot is the Pain Beast, the most common build in 2K21. Not really the most, but it's one of the it's up there. Now, it's basically a big man that could finish and play defense. It's the same punch as the Lob Threat, but this time it's gonna have more defensive badge, and now it's not gonna be able to shoot. And for the physical profile, it's the strength and the speed. It's the third physical pie chart. You're gonna go for the strength and speed. You're trying to balance it out. You need the strength, especially for the finishing, and sometimes for the defense too, and also you need the speed too. Now, for the attributes, it's going to be having 26 finishing badge. These are the stats for the attribute stuff. It's going to have 26 finishing, 1 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 22 defense. Again, it's going to have more defense. You could also be having more finishing too, but you're not going to be able to shoot at the Pain Beast. Now, this is the finishing badge. If you it's on the screen right now. Bad down, consistent, contact, relentless, acrobat, lob city finisher, and giant slayer on silver too. But again, if you're running this thing at stage, you probably would take up the back down and put it on Showtime Hall of Fame, because at stage you probably need to take over for your guards and stuff. So yeah, if you're running stage, take it down the back down and put it on Hall of Fame for Showtime. And then for the defense, the two things you need is like the rebound chaser Hall of Fame and rim Hall of Fame. You basically need the rebound and block. Also chase down on gold, intimidator on gold, or interceptor on bronze. All those badges will be good. Now for the opposable lockdown, if you're going against big man, you probably would need it higher, probably on Hall of Fame or something. But this is the Pain Beast. Now the Pain Beast, you can use it for a 2v2 cord, 3s cord. Also you can run it at stage, especially at 3s. It's probably the most effective. You can finish, you can play defense, you can set screens on that. Yeah, if you play stage, again, we also need brick wall on Hall of Fame. That is if your guard wants to screen and stuff. It's up to y'all how y'all want to run stage or anything. But yeah, you can run this Pain Beast on stage. Now coming at number 2 spot is the Interior Force. Now it kind of explains it all. The Interior Force is the all finishing pie chart. Now this build is a very good build, especially for the 2 score. Especially for the 2 score, it's a very good build. It's gonna have 30 finishing, 1 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 12 defense. Now the defense is not that good, but for the physical profile, you're gonna be choosing the speed and the strength. Now the bad thing about this build is you're gonna be having a low speed. Now the strength is gonna be a 95, but the speed is gonna be low. If the speed was higher, this probably would have been a number 1 list. But right here, you're gonna be ending up with the 95 strength. So you're gonna be, if you're 9 overall, you're gonna be having 99 strength. So it's gonna be good for the defense, but your speed is gonna be pretty slow. So basically, this build is basically you can catch lobs, you can get your rep and stuff. But if you want to run 3s, it's gonna be hard to run 3s, but you still could run 3s. Stage, I recommend it to not run stage on the 3 score. You can run this build on the 1 scored or 2 scored, but not on the 3 scored. You could run it and you can still get the dub, but you gotta like gauge your rate and like all that. Now this is the finishing badge on the screen right here. Acrobat, back down, Showtime, you might need it, for sure you need it actually. Relentless, lob city, if you're going for the lobs and stuff. Yeah, these are all the badges. And for the defense, you're mostly trying to go for the block, rebound and stuff, so you probably need Intimidator, rebound chaser on rim on gold, and others like box, brick wall, chase down, you might need on bronze. You could change it up, but this is the concept for the Interior Force defense badge. Now a number 1 spot is that glass cleaning finisher. Glass cleaning finisher. Again, this is a red and blue pie chart, but it's a different way to create it. The last like the Pain Beast, all the Lob Threat, and this again is a red and blue pie chart, but again, this is another different way to create it. It's a glass cleaning finisher. I know people are familiar with this build and stuff. It could play defense, it get contact dunks, or hop step, all of that. Now it's gonna be having 25 finishing, 1 shooting. We're not gonna really be shooting on that. Playmaking, you're gonna have 8 playmaking, and pretty solid playmaking, especially for like quick first step. You probably might need on goal and stuff. And defense, you're gonna be having 22 defensive badge. Now for the physical profile, you're gonna go with the all speed, trying to have the max speed as possible. As a glass finish, you might need it for the driving dunk and stuff. And you can also play defense. So overall, this build is literally the most compatible build. You could play it on the 1 score on the stage, 2 score on the stage, 3 score on the stage. Anywhere you could play this glass finish. You just gotta change the badge and stuff depending on the occasion and stuff. Especially for the defense, you might need to change the badge. Now this build is pretty good to get reps and stuff. So on the finishing badge, you're gonna be putting acrobat, consistent, contact, fancy on gold, lob city on gold. You could do different ways. Again, if you're going for the rep, go for lobs. Also, contact dunk gives you lots of rep too as a finisher. Now for the defense, you could change it up. Again, I told you, because this build you can run it on 3s, 2s, or 1s. You could change it up. So right now, I just put it right on the screen. This is one way of running the badge. Intimidator Hall of Fame, Rebound Chaser Hall of Fame, Rim on silver, Pickpocket on silver, Interceptor on silver, Brick Wall on silver, Moving Truck, and Post Lockdown on silver. Moving Truck and Post Lockdown kind of helps you for the big mans. so they're probably gonna be good on the 1 scored and stuff, or 2 scored too, who knows. But this is the Glass Canyon finisher. This is, I believe this is the #1 spot. This is the best build in 2K21 as a big man. But if you're studying on 2K, interior folds will be much more easier. But if you know what you're doing, the glass finish will be a very good and overpowered build in 2K21 as a center build. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. This is the top 5 best center builds in 2K21. Now, if you have any opinion, y'all could put in the comment section below. I'll be checking it out. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'm out.